Well, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday, December 2nd in the year 2025, and welcome to another edition of Tuesdays with Tom. Well, Thanksgiving has passed us by, and I hope you had a good one. I did. I had good company, there was good food, and now Christmas is just around the corner, just a few weeks away, as a matter of 23 days to be exact. Christmas always makes me smile, always makes me happy. Christmas was always good as a kid. I remember on Christmas Day, boy, all the kids would be out in the street with their new bicycles and skates, and the girls would have new dolls, and it just would be a lot of fun all day. And I don't have that kind of fun anymore, but I have fun just watching everybody have a good time. Maybe that's why I look forward to it so much. So I hope you had a good or even a great Thanksgiving. I had a lot of good food, maybe watched some football or just watched some good movies. Richard Pryor movies were on last night, all night on TCM. And of course, if you know Richard Pryor, if you've ever seen him, it's crazy funny. And now we're looking forward to a wonderful, healthy end of the year celebration as we get into the Christmas season. Seems the Christmas decorations go up earlier. And earlier each year, they're already up. Some were up before Thanksgiving. But then again, that's okay. To each his own, her own. They're up in our neighborhood. And if you allow it, the thought of Christmas can brighten your mood. If you let it. Focusing on Christmas can get you away from the divisiveness of our political situation. Our G-List guest today is Eric Jones in his annual Christmas visit with us to talk about the 25 Songs of Christmas. 25 Songs of Christmas is a beloved annual celebration that blends music, storytelling, and community. This year's theme is Young at Heart, which I'm interested in hearing about, which brings the joy and wonder of children's Christmas music to center stage through a 25-part web series airing December 1 through the 25th. So we look forward to that conversation. Our show today, of course, is brought to you by the consulting firm of Best Girl. So let's catch up to Best Girl.
Best Girl is a consulting firm that provides customized leadership, access and inclusion, public relations, communications, and organizational consulting services. Clients include Fortune 500 companies, utilities, higher education institutions, small businesses, and associations. Best Girl's team of consultants, led by Joyce Gilly-Gossam, Emily Hedrick, and Sean Jones, partners with business and education clients to promote organizational effectiveness, communication, motivation, and leadership, with always an impact on the bottom line. Best Girl's customized consulting services include strategic planning, corporate communication, executive coaching, fundraising, and economic development.
Continues to customize the solution that fits your needs. So let's go to the round table. Barbara Wallace Edwards is not with us today, neither is Barbara Larkin, but they both send their season's greetings. And so we'll go with Michael Walker, and I think we may have another special guest or two, but we'll let them be a surprise. I want to say good morning to Anthony Tedeschi and Becky Davis Gibson as we move into the show. So, Michael Walker, good morning. How are you?
I am well, TG. How you doing this morning?
Well, they abandoned you this morning, all the Barbaras, huh?
Yes, they did. I guess they said, hey, we just tired of listening to Michael talk all the time, so we'll let him have it.
What you got going this morning?
Well, there's so many things in the news this morning. Some of it is funny, some of it is ridiculous. And, I like to start with this. And I wonder, whatever happened to getting competent people in positions? It seems though nowadays nobody that gets these high profile positions are very competent. And over the weekend, as you know, this was rivalry weekend, and you had a lot of people coming back and coming home. And in Michigan, it's so funny that this was a situation that happened at I think it was Michigan State. It's East Lansing. Yes, East Lansing, Michigan. You know how you have a lot of people coming back like for homecoming or what have you. So there was a line of people that were standing out. And, sometimes with young people, people will get a little loud or something, or there'll be a little disagreement. You know how guys will bump chests or something like that, just kind of saying, hey, this is my territory. So these two other young fellas saw it. They rushed over. They were 22 years old. They rushed over and said, hey, guys, calm down. Can't do this, any of that. Things are under control. Police pull up.
Mm.
They come out, guns are blazing, pepper spray in hand. And they pepper sprayed the two young men that were trying to defuse everything.
Mm.
And then started to arrest them. Everybody got involved. The police chief of East Lansing, they talked to her about it. And her response was, the department had just been overwhelmed by the disproportionate number of minorities coming to town for welcome weekend.
Wow.
That's an excuse for the police acting inappropriately.
Mm.
Not stopping to assess that there was nothing going on. Whatever happened was diffused. No punches thrown, anything like that.
Mm.
But they pepper sprayed these two young men and was going to arrest them. And then she said the department was overwhelmed with a disproportionate number of minorities coming to town.
What school is it? East Lansing. That's Michigan State, I think.
Yeah, yes.
Wow. Well, what can you say, man? That's where we are.
I just don't understand it. That's and the surveillance cameras and videos show that there was nothing going on. So
was
I just
it
had to get that off.
campus cops or city cops?
Campus cops. No, city cops. City cops. Yes, city cops.
Well, what can you say, man? That's the divisiveness I just spoke of, and hope that Christmas will help us get past some of that.
I agree. Well, we had the Iron Bowl this week.
Yeah.
Auburn played well. They got off to a slow start. They had some self-inflicted wounds, like jumping off sides and doing things and not catching the ball. But if you
that will help. Catch it, that'll help.
Well, the thing that's so alarming and interesting about that, and the final score was 27-20. Auburn even tied it up in the fourth quarter, and momentum had shifted. And I noticed a couple things, but one thing in particular is that if you look at the statistics, Auburn dominated that game.
Yep.
But yet and still, they still lost. And there are three stats in which Alabama was better than Auburn. That was fourth down, going for fourth down, 3 out of 3 times. Auburn was 2 out of 3. Rushing yards, Alabama had 158, Auburn had 152. And then the final stat that Alabama was better in was turnovers. They had 0. Auburn had 2.
Okay.
Everything else, Auburn dominated.
Yeah.
So when you have a young team where your best players are freshmen and sophomores, sometimes they have to learn how to win. And Tom, you've talked about that before, being out there and knowing how to win. And they talk about situational football, right. But it's the little things that matter.
Right. And I think I told you this, but I can go way back. And, we had a team, we finished 10-1, number 5 in the country. We had the least number of turnovers. We had the least number of penalties. You couldn't turn the ball over. And if you got what coach considered a dumb penalty, you probably wasn't going to play much anymore that game. They're going to take you out. And by the end of the year, and we would play teams that on the from look, they were better than we were. You would say, oh, this team, they were always favored. We were only favored in 2 games, but we won 10. But you can't make those mistakes. You can't make the mistakes, of turnovers and penalties. They kill you, man. And I thought that the coach, I know they got a new coach at Auburn, but I thought that Coach Durkin did a good job. He and the staff, I thought they played hard. And they played enough to win. I just think that the team right now, they don't know how to win. And you can't win making those mistakes, man, And, and I saw some people said some ugly stuff about Cam Coleman, about that fumble. Hey, man, I thought we should have given him the ball a lot more than we gave him to it. He's an incredible player. And again, you mentioned situational football. You have to know at that point in the game, you get that ball, some of them are going to be trying to tackle you, but some of them are going to be trying to strip the ball from you. And you gotta know that. You gotta run with that thing with your arms wrapped around it. And but it was they played a good game, and I felt good for the coach. I'm sorry he didn't get the job. I thought he deserved a shot at it, but then I don't know all the stuff that goes on in the athletic department and so on and so forth. So,
well,
it was a good
what
game.
do you think about the new coach, the new hire?
No, I don't know anything about it. I hope he did well. I don't even know, where did he come from? South Florida, was it?
Yeah, South Florida.
I assume he had a good record and all that. But I don't know. I don't know anything about him.
His claim to fame is that he was offensive coordinator at Tennessee under Josh Heupel when they had Brandon Hooker and Joe Milton at quarterback.
Okay.
That's his claim to fame.
I don't know much about him other than what you just said, but I know that the athletic director, Mr. Cohen, he didn't call me and ask me what I thought. So I'm going to just ride with it and see what happens. We wish him well. I want to tell you something. I saw the other day, and you'll remember this because you're in that generation. I watched the last 45 minutes of a Tarzan movie. I just happened to be flipping through the channels. I had not watched or seen anything Tarzan in decades, man. Tarzan, for those of you who don't know, Tarzan was this white man who lived in the jungle and traveled on vines. He'd swing from one tree to the other, and he had his girlfriend with him, or his wife, whatever she was, and the monkey, Cheetah, and they had a son, Boy. His name was Boy. But, one of the reasons I related to Tarzan was in my neighborhood. We had woods in our neighborhood, and we found a Tarzan vine, and you could get up on this tree stump and swing out on that thing, boy, and swing back. And I mean, we would be we would be in the woods playing Tarzan all day. And Mr. Walker, our next door neighbor, went down there and cut the vine down. And we've been swinging on this vine for 2-3 years. He cut it down because he said he didn't want anybody to get hurt. Well, then we spent a lot of time trying to find another vine. And we could never find one. And every one we found, you'd swing out and then it would break and somebody would fall. So what he was trying to guard against, he caused. We never found another vine that was as good as that one. So watching Tarzan these many years later was interesting, somewhat comical, because Tarzan could do this yell, and all the elephants and all the natives would start running. And it didn't say where they were running, but the elephants would scream and they just start running through the jungle. The natives would start running through the jungle, and it's like, man, Tarzan had it going on. It was interesting, it was comical, and it probably was a little bit racist, but we forgave him for that.
Well, Tarzan was raised by the apes, wasn't he?
That's right. They had a monkey called Cheetah, and their son was called Boy.
It's so funny that you bring that up. And so often in sports, they say that football team, they come off the bus, they look like Tarzan, but they play like Jane. Jane
was right there with him. And I don't, and the other thing, you're looking back on it now, you didn't know anything about it then, but Jane didn't have on a lot of clothes, man. and I don't know where they actually lived. I mean, I guess they lived in one of the trees or something, but I don't know. But it was interesting to watch it this many years later, and it says a lot about how far we've come, I guess, watching Tarzan. So that was interesting. What else? I know Emily. Emily, if you're gonna be with us here, or you're gonna come in later, that would be great. Whatever you want to do. I know Emily is gonna substitute for us. And go ahead, Michael. What else you got there?
Changing the subject a little bit, subject matter. You remember all of these boats that President Trump and Pete Hegseth were blowing up down in Venezuela, saying that these boats were bringing in drugs and stuff to the country. And so they were blowing them out of the water. And I often wondered, I think maybe we spoke about it. I'm like, well, how do they know that these people are bringing drugs in, and you don't capture anything to show that there's evidence to substantiate your actions? You're just blowing people out of the water. And I kept wondering, there's got to be a problem with that we just doing that because we're the U.S. Right. Had it been some other smaller country trying to do that to us, then it'd be an all-out war.
Right.
And now there's talk like there could be war crimes that's been committed. Well, the interesting thing about it is they're now throwing the admiral under the bus, so to speak. They're blaming him for it. So, this came out of the Department of War, which Trump changed the Department of Defense to the Department of War. And his guy, Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth, the all-American Army guy, they give this order to shoot to kill or kill everybody on board. And so when they hit this boat of 11 people, 2 people were surviving. And so then another order go to blow them out of the water. And I'm thinking, why not rescue them so you can find out whether you're doing the right thing or not? But so they kill them. And now, but now Hegseth is saying that it was the admiral that did it. Now he's been following orders. Right. And part of the problem that's going on is Mark Kelly from Arizona is saying you do not have to follow an illegal order. If it's an illegal order, you can not follow it. Trump said he needs to be killed for saying that. And I'm wondering, where is this going to go with this war crimes thing? And now all of a sudden, the admiral is being thrown under the bus, and it's his fault.
I know it is absolutely crazy. There is a huge article just along those lines. Huge article in the paper Sunday about your girlfriend Marjorie Taylor Greene. He said, "I would like to say humbly, I'm sorry for taking part in the toxic politics. It's very bad for our country, and it's been something that I've thought a lot about." Well, at least she came to some reckoning that what they were doing was harming the country. It was a big article about him. She talked about the sexual abuse, Epstein. It's the most important fight we can wage here in Congress is fighting for the innocent people that never received justice. And the women behind me have never received justice, she said. So I don't know. Maybe she's come around to a different way of thinking. She seems to have split off with Trump. So who knows? We'll see.
Well, I wonder, I agree that it's good that she had a reckoning and she realizes this, and she talks about her participation in the divisive politics and the rhetoric. But my question is, why now? You know, is it because now that you were able to do all the trades that you were able to do and you made enough money, and now you can go the other way? The fact that you're leaving Congress, you can talk the other way. But while you were there, you were totally everything the president said. So were you brainwashed before, or what happened now? I just kind of wonder about that. That's
Yeah,
all.
and I give her credit for saying she's sorry for taking
Yeah,
part in it, um,
true.
because it has been detrimental to the country, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um,
it has.
um, so I don't know. One more quick thing before we move on. Lane Kiffin went to LSU, and he said they tried to run him off the road when he was leaving leaving town. And some of the people, even he and his son were driving somewhere, and some people tried to run him off the road. And
No, he
all that
didn't. Come
stuff.
on, Lane.
And they
Lane
wouldn't,
said,
they wouldn't let him talk uh, to the team before he left. And I kind of understand both. I can understand him wanting to talk to the team, and I don't know. I don't know about them not allowing him to talk to the team. You know,
well,
he'll be close to those guys for the rest of their lives, and
yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Uh,
I don't know what I would have done. Who knows?
how do you feel about them not allowing him to coach the team in the bowl game? Well, the
I can
college playoff.
probably see that a little more, um, but I don't think it would have done any harm to let him coach the team. It's just college football right now is a little screwed up, and I don't understand it 'cause I've never understood NIL. But I saw where he said one of the things that attracted him to LSU was the amount of NIL money that they had. They had a lot more NIL money than Ole Miss. So I don't understand how that works. Um, how one school can have more NIL money than another school. I don't know. Maybe we'll have to get an NIL guy on here, a person on here, at some point to explain it to us. So,
Yeah.
good morning, Tim. How
Good
are you?
morning. I'm
You
good. How are
stepping
you
in
guys?
here? You got some
Doing well.
information for us?
Well, I just was going to add on real quick about the Lane Kiffin thing. Michael, you said, or whoever said, college football is a mess. And it just seems like, especially with the coaches and the players, I was thinking this morning, like, it's really easy to be the bad guy. Like every move, people are just like, oh, how could they do that? Why would they do that? When people are just making the best moves for themselves.
Yeah.
So it is different, but
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I can see that.
And
I think also the money comes into it too.
yeah.
And it's people that are making a lot more money than the average person that's in a high profile job. It's easier to throw darts at them and say, how could they do that? So,
Right.
and it's also easier to throw darts when you don't know what is going on. You don't know the situation. I don't know why we hired the guy at Auburn we hired. I just assumed they made the decision where all the information led them. I don't know why the people at Ole Miss are so upset. I don't know. You don't know all these things, and so I don't jump to conclusions and dog them out or what have you. I wish the coach well. I wish the Ole Miss players well. I mean, they'll remember this the rest of their lives, and so hopefully it'll all work out.
Is there any
Yo,
discussion about Hugh Freeze doing like what he's gonna do now? Or I guess he'll
I
get
thought about him when I was watching the game the other night. I said I wondered if he was watching the game, and I don't know. I wonder what he will do, or if he'll retire. I guess. Well, what he got is a what do you call it? Going away present or whatever you call it. Lane Kiffin gets annually. Jesus, Lane Kiffin's $13 million a year,
No,
and
yeah, yeah.
and
That's
this is what's interesting to me. When they're paying you, they've agreed to pay you $13 million a year. Then you can walk around and say, "Oh, I don't know how much I'm making. I don't know. I told my agent I didn't want to know how much we were making." Yeah, I bet your wife wanted to know. You know, and if you don't know, I bet you me and Michael came and took some from you. You'd know how much it was. Anyway.
that's so funny. Tom, earlier you were talking about Richard Pryor and stuff, and Richard Pryor had this thing about a guy named Cockeyed Jr. And they say that Cockeyed Jr. would look and tell the people, go over there and pick that up. About 10 people will do it. And every time I think of our FBI director, Kash Patel, I think of Cockeyed Jr. because of the way his eyes are. And, most recently,
look at him.
You got to look at his eyes. They're kind of funny looking, But it was funny that they talk about some of the 6 ridiculous revelations about Kash Patel. One is he refused to leave a plane until someone found him a medium-sized FBI jacket belonging to a female agent. Now, yeah, I wanted that to sink in. And this was when they went to Utah following the murder of Charlie Kirk. And for whatever reason, he would not do it. And then they were searching for it because he didn't want to put on a large or extra large or anything like that. It had to be a medium-sized female jacket. So they went around looking, and then one female agent said, "Here, just give him mine." And he put that on. And then he saw that a few Velcro patches were missing that he wanted, and he still wouldn't go until they went and got the Velcro patches to put on. And then he finally left the plane. I don't understand that.
Well, that's
They're
where we are.
cosplaying.
That's where we are.
That's what he.
Yeah, just real quick. Well, hope you guys had a good Thanksgiving. We're just moving right on into the holiday season. Did you guys do any Black Friday or Cyber Monday shopping this weekend?
I've gotten to where I do it online now, and I did. And Joyce on here, when we were talking about corruption, she said power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I should have taken a picture of him, but I gave her a retirement chair. Did you guys ever in high school? I remember when in school, like when coaches of somebody would retire, they would have everybody in the gym, and they'd bring a rocking chair out to center court, and they would give them that rocking chair as a retirement last week. And it's not a rocking chair, but it's a very comfortable chair that has heat in it and massage and things in your back and stuff. And I think she likes it because she's been sitting in it all weekend. So, anyway.
And you bought that online?
Yeah.
You bought that online?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I found it at Sharper Tools or whatever that is. And she likes it a lot, I can tell you.
Okay.
So, anyway, let's let Sean give us a Sean says she didn't tell us that. Y'all can ask her about it after the show, but I see she hadn't commented. Okay, let's Sean, you got a minute for us? We'll come back.
Good morning to everyone joining in with us. My name is Shantia Jones, and this is Got a Minute. Wow, it's December, and looking back through the year, I honestly can't begin to tell you where the year went. Seasons have changed, life has changed, and let's face it, sometimes change is hard. So, here are 5 ways to make change a little less painful. 1, shifting our mindset. 2, increasing our understanding. 3, clarify and reinforce our priorities. 4, give control. 5, give support. Enhance your awesome skills. Work on your current habits of your mind to approach change in a more neutral, open way, and therefore to be better, to be able to navigate all the changes that will arrive in this new era. Thank you all for joining in. My name is Shantia Jones, and this is Got a Minute.
All right, well, let's go to Eric Jones, our G-list guest today, and see what he's got for us. Hollywood has the A-list, and here on Good Time, we have the G-list. Now, G-list guest today is Eric Jones, and it's 25 Days of Christmas. Eric has been with us for a couple of years, and it's always interesting, and we look forward to hearing it. So good morning, Eric. How are you, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning. Happy holidays, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing well. Happy holidays to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I know, man. I know. I'm excited. I mean, it just creeped up on us, or like literally like less than a day, and we're ready to get started. So I'm thrilled. So we have a really wonderful season this year. So we're very excited.
Emily, you want to start off with Mr. Jones?
Yeah, sure. So, hi, Eric.
Hi.
If you want to, I think it's been a year or two since you've been on. So, if you want to just give a little bit of background about the 25 Songs of Christmas and how that
Sure,
came to
absolutely.
be.
Well, 25 Songs of Christmas has started about in 2010. It was kind of like a Facebook of kind of a Christmas card, an Advent, kind of like a musical Advent calendar for all of my Facebook friends. I started working on it, and then it started to kind of build. By 2016, we started doing like live, video for our web series, and then it started expanding it. And then a little bit of maybe the year before the pandemic, I started working with my sister Leah, who's my business partner, and that connection, that chemistry, that banter, that sibling, argument / love we have for each other. It really was very, very successful formula. So we've been at it for maybe like 4 or 5 years. The last time that you spoke to me before, we were in planning stages of actually doing what we're really excited about is the 25 Songs of Christmas live. So we're actually doing kind of like live productions based on our series, and that's why we've been doing a lot of double duty. The live performances this year is going to be here in the Houston area. If you guys if you're in, we're sharing. This year's show is called The Reason. So it's all about sacred, inspirational songs. Obviously, it's like the reason of the season. So, but this year for this 25 Songs of Christmas, I'm really excited. We have some amazing guests for Young at Heart. For those that don't know what our season is, okay, if you checked our 25 Songs of Christmas our website, does anybody know what today's song of the day is?
No, I meant to look this morning.
Okay.
I didn't either.
Okay, you gotta know what it is. Okay, you gotta check 25 Songs Christmas
I'm looking right now.
.com or check all of our social media because we're on everything from TikTok to to Threads to to Instagram, you name it. We're in the gram. We're everywhere. So anytime you see 25 Songs Christmas, it gives you the insight where it is. Well, today's song is My Favorite Things from the motion picture of The Sound of Music, as well as the Broadway musical of Sound of Music, which is the film is celebrating its 60th anniversary this year. It was released in 1965. Cool fact about this particular song: the song, even though it was written by the legendary songwriting team of Rodgers and Hammerstein, the only difference that was very interesting is that they had no intentions of ever creating a Christmas song. Matter of fact, My Favorite Things really has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas, believe it or not. It really does. It's just talking about all the things that you love, and it kind of hints on the theme of childhood, things that we liked when we were growing up.
Right.
But what was really unique is that we have to thank the mighty Diana Ross and the Supremes, because it was 1967 where it was on their Christmas album. They were the first artists to ever actually use that song as a holiday song. So ever since everybody's been using it. Kelly Clarkson, everybody, you name it. Even Barbara Streisand has done a version of it. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's a very popular song that really surprisingly has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas, but I love it. I feel like it does have a lot to do with
Great
Christmas.
song. How do
Oh yeah.
you go about choosing your songs?
Well,
and
it's a kind of a year process. Every year we have a different theme. Last year our theme was it was called Then and Now. So basically, what was unique about last year is that not only do we have old classic songs that everybody remembers, we have have brand new songs. So these are like new songs that are actually written by up and coming artists, and we're very excited. So this year we also have some new artists writing some original songs too. And because we thought about childhood and things, remember, like the happy times of some people may have some wonderful memories. I know I did growing up. I've always because I grew up in Minnesota, so I've always remembered snow and snowball fights and warm fires and things like that, and listening to the holiday music because my mom had a huge collection of holiday music just everywhere. So that's what kind of inspired my love for the music and learning about its origins. So that's always one of those things. But every year that I do is usually a theme. So this year's theme is going to be Young at Heart. Next year's theme, the Christmas live performance is going to be our next year's theme. So it's going to be recent. So we're going to do more sacred songs. So we might hear some songs from we might do our show at a church or a cathedral somewhere. You never know. But it's all going to be relatable to what's going on.
So
and every season has always been different. It's always been a different thing.
We've got people on here from all over in different parts of the country. And I know you mentioned it earlier, but if you'd mention it again, how can they hear the 25 songs?
Oh, wonderful.
How
Okay. Yes. Well, you can actually listen to the 25 Songs of Christmas on our website at 25 Songs of Christmas. Just go under the tab of the 25 Songs of Christmas. Listen to some of the songs. Each song is going to be added every day, so it's not I make sure that it's consistent. So so I always tell people don't cheat, don't go ahead, don't go on the 24th because we're not going to tell you what it is because it's going to be blank. But you will be able to see some of the artists and some of the songs that's going to be performed that year. So that's going to be fun. If you're from the Houston area, you also if you have social media. We're everywhere. So you should be liking and sharing right now. Like you go like, oh, I want to get to it. Where can I find it? Just go to our 25 Songs of Christmas page, like us, and we post just about every day. And also if you're from Houston, we're also on a Houston media source, and we're also on a streaming service called ARP. It's called Always Please Remind TV. So if you look at APR TV. We already got our seasons already set ready for the first, because we want to make sure that it's consistent and fresh. So, we always keep you on the edge of your seat. We don't want you to think that we're trying to cheat. And you're like, oh, okay, everybody knows. So,
one thing you did last year was I found really interesting because I'm a history guy. You gave us the backgrounds to a lot of the songs, who wrote them, why they wrote them, how they can, and so forth. So we've got a question here for you that has been submitted that says, what is the story behind the lyrics for my favorite theme song?
Oh, the inspiration? Well, the lyrics, of course, was is the late, great Oscar Hammerstein II. He basically wrote the words. He was always, the reason why he wrote those lyrics was he was thinking about things that he remembered from his childhood. So these are like, raindrops and roses, whispering kittens, right? Cotton cattles and warm button mittens. So these are things something that maybe that the character Maria von Trapp would think of as what she loves more than anything else. So she just started adding those words. She started adding those, adding that in the lyrics of the song, and that was the inspiration. So it kind of it's really because it's one of the few songs from musical that really carries the plot of the story. Mm-hmm. So, and the whole purpose of the song is it's supposed to make a child feel good when they're not feeling so good. So it's like an encouraging song.
Yeah, Michael, you got a question? Whichever.
Michael, you can go ahead.
Absolutely. Eric, good morning. Good to have you here with us. Um, I've got a couple questions.
Sure.
One is, how does a song become a Christmas song?
Hmm.
Because in talking to you, you've mentioned that certain songs became holiday or Christmas songs, even though they weren't meant to be that way.
Mhm.
And I would think maybe some songs are done to be a Christmas song, and the main one now is the national anthem, Mariah Carey,
Yeah,
"All I Want for Christmas."
yeah.
How did that become a Christmas song?
Well, how
How
it
is it?
becomes Christmas song? Well, it all depends upon uh, the mood and the tone of the story, because like I mentioned before, three songs that not relatable, but they became holiday classics. Jingle Bells, for example, written in 1867 by James Lord Pierpont. He's from my hometown of Medford, Massachusetts, from Boston, believe it or not, my hometown person. He wrote that song actually during Thanksgiving in a tavern. It has absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. It really doesn't. If you listen to the lyrics really carefully, he's talking about just riding in the sleigh in the middle of the winter on the way to visit his love. So that's what it was. But for some strange reason, when they think of snowfall, they think of sleighs, they think of Santa Claus, they connect the dots. Uh, but also, you also think about with Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas Is You." Um, that was intentional. She was literally trying to channel um, um, Phil Spector. If you guys, I know maybe you got some younger people in the group. If you're from the early '60s, my mom loves girl groups like the Ronettes, Darlene Love, all these artists, and she, Mariah Carey was writing a song with Walter Ashcroft. They wrote it in 1994. She wanted that style of that wall sound style. She wanted to create like her own version of Christmas Baby Please Come Home. That's what Darlene Love is famous for. So she was intentional and she was very methodical, and it became this anthem. Right now, it's like annually right now. But here's it's a true fact. She makes about $3.3 million just just on the release and the live streaming of that song every year. Mariah Carey. If she never makes another record, as long as she lives, all she could live off of that is that song, and she'll be set for life. She'll never have to work a day in life again. So, but some songs are very intentional. You know, classic songs, obviously your traditional songs like "Oh Little Town Bethlehem," and those songs were more very sacred. It was very specific. It was talking about about the birth of Jesus Christ. Others are going to be like more folk type of styles of music. Like in England, you listen to like "Here We Come a Wassailing," or you listen to like "God Rest You Merry Gentlemen." It's very representative of the culture or the area where they live. So it depends on where you are. So like, England is obviously a very frothy, fun, energetic. French carols like you listen to Adès Fidelis, "O Come All Ye Faithful," or "Bring Church United Isabella." It's more sacred. It's more solemn. Austria is also very beautiful, solemn with the Silent Night. It's more, Austria is it's more solemn. It depends on the culture, So
Okay.
Interesting. Okay. Thank you for that.
absolutely.
You said did you do two of them?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
I
What's
did.
up with the question?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go.
All right. Well, tell me about when you look at the Temptation song
Hmm,
"Silent Night,"
sure.
I think, and then you have Nat King Cole's song,
Mm-hmm.
and they both were kind of Christmas songs,
Yes,
but a different style
absolutely.
almost.
Yeah. Well, with Silent Night, obviously, if you remember the Temptations, there've been a lot of versions of it. I mean, obviously, if you know the history of how it came about, and because the song itself is 206 years old. It was actually written in a small chapel outside of Salzburg, Austria. You had Franz Gruber was the composer, and you also have Joseph Moore, who was he was the a lyricist who wrote it as a poem 2 years earlier, put it to music, and it was really a song out of necessity. It wasn't something that it was a luxury. It was a necessity because Franz Gruber was going to write this big oratorio with the organ. Unfortunately, the organ broke, so
Mm.
they're stuck. They don't know what to do, so they have to come up with something else. So they decide to make this very simple song about the birth of Jesus, and it was from the poem that Joseph Moore wrote, who was the he was the parsonage. He was a a priest. He wrote it, and it was just simply played on guitar. It was simply played on guitar. But everybody who has ever done a version of that song, they kind of understand it, but they don't understand it because the song's power is based on the simplicity. It was never meant to be elaborate and over the top. Now, like what I like with the Temptations, they made it more like a gospel song. It was more like a, I'm going to church kind of thing. Like, it's like, and I've heard a lot of other versions of Silent Night. My personal favorite version of Silent Night was Boys to Men, because all it was a voice. It was like a soulful Gregorian chant, and I think they kind of understood the spirit behind that, because it was supposed to be simple. You're not supposed to have lush orchestrations and over the top. It doesn't need to be over the top. It needs to be very simple, because that was the message of that song. So that's one. Okay. You also mentioned about Nat King Cole. Great story about that. Now, that song was never intended for Nat King Cole to sing. Matter of fact, the song was written in 1945. It was during a major heat wave in Los Angeles. And the two writers who wrote it was Mel Torme wrote the music. Robert Wells, or Bobby Wells, he wrote the lyrics. They were at the Capitol building writing a song in the middle of summer. Air conditioning was busted. They were hot, like super hot, ridiculous. And actually, Robert was kind of getting on Mel Torme's nerves. He's basically, I can't write. This is ridiculous. So, Mel Torme basically told him, just think cool thoughts. Think of the first thing that comes to your mind, think cool thoughts. So the first thing that Robert wrote on his lyrics is basically chestnuts roasting on an open fire, Jack Frost in his nose. And it just evolved. So the song was supposed to be for Mel Torme, if you're familiar with him. I mean, yeah. I know younger generation may remember him. He used to have a lot of appearances on a TV show called Night Court, because Judge Stone's favorite singer was Mel Torme. He loved him. I mean, he loved it. He was a great jazz, and he's famous for doing a lot of scatting. He was like a white guy he could scat. He was very good. So he was going to sing this song. The record company did not like the song, him singing it. They needed somebody else. And it just so happened that Nat King Cole, who was also a fellow label artist from Capitol, walked in with his band. He had his Nat King Cole trio. They said, and he looked at me. He was desperate because he needed to, obviously he wanted this song to be, out, released. So in 1946, he said, "Hey, here, Nat, please sing the song." He said, "Okay, I'll sing it." And all of a sudden, it just like everybody, if the first thing that people comes to their mind when they think of, the Christmas song, it's Nat King Cole. He was perfect for that song. Matter of fact, so perfect to the point that basically Mel Torme never really ever played performed that song again, because it's like, I don't need to, because Nat did it. So it wasn't until 1961 when he had his only Christmas album. He only made one Christmas album, and some people have declared it as one of the greatest Christmas albums ever created by Cashbox, as well as also the the Hot 100s. So wow. It's an amazing experience. It's an amazing, like, that journey, how that all got started. I mean, people would think it's just, it was a song, both songs based on convenience, based on things that need to be done. Silent Night and the Christmas song.
Wow.
Talk about the theme, Young at Heart.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Well, Young at Heart, this year's theme is all about children's songs. That's hence the I'm wearing my little hat. Also, I'm also wearing some of my wardrobe from the show. This show's season, because it takes this year's season takes place during a pajama party. So we're trying to break the world's record for having the longest pajama party for like 25 days. So obviously we're going to be in our pajamas throughout the entire month until Christmas Day, and it's all about songs remembered from childhood. In this year's season show, we're going to be doing karaoke. We're also going to be doing trivia questions. We're going to be asking. We're going to be. We also have some really great local talent, including one of our artists is Christina Wells. If you're familiar with the America's Got Talent, she was a semifinalist. She's from Houston, amazing singer, and she just said, "Hey, I want to be on your show." I said, "Great, come on in." So she brings a lot of great soul, R&B fun, and also the good thing about this particular show is that you get a chance to see songs that you probably have, you remember it as a kid. You're like, oh, I remember that, or and when we talk about certain movies too, we talk about popular movies, including like Home Alone, and
Right.
and also the Charlie Brown Christmas. So we're gonna be talking about that. So there's gonna be a lot of cool things. But but I can't tell you what day it is. You have to. Of course, you gotta go to the website 25songsofchristmas.com, and you gotta find out when the day is gonna be, and you get a chance to see these great artists performing these songs.
Don't leave out Christmas Story now. Daddy's gonna kill.
Christmas. Yes. Well, we're also going to be adding some things too, because we're going to be talking about favorite movies, children's movies too. Christmas Story. Christmas Story is great. That's a good movie. That's a great movie. I don't know if anybody realized that Christmas Story is actually a sequel based on a book called Summer Story. Summer Story was the first story. Then Christmas Story came out.
Okay. Wow.
People didn't realize it started off as a sequel.
Okay. Michael, you got anything else?
Well, I know you have 25 songs, but I was going to ask, and you don't have to tell us the day, but is there a particular song that's really special to you?
Oh, thank you for asking that. Thank you. Yes. One of my personal favorite songs I really like, and I thought it was just the most endearing song I ever heard. And it's celebrating its 30th anniversary here. It's a song. It's called "Happy Birthday, Jesus." It's actually a song that was written by Carol Simbada in 1995. And what I liked about the song is that it's sung by a child. And what it is that she puts it really brings everything in full perspective, because a lot of people don't realize when they think of Christmas, they always think of, it's about family and, and fellowship and fun but we always but it really brings the perspective of the real reason. And it's really told from a child's perspective. And I like the fact that it's a birthday party for Jesus. It's like, yes, that's what it is. It is a birthday party for Jesus. So it has this kind of this sweet sentimental thing. I always like that one. And one of the new songs we have some new songs this year that I'm really excited about. And one of my personal favorite songs is from a writer. He's from New York. His name is Andy Lee Carter. Wrote a song called "Why Are Reindeer Called Reindeer?" And I thought that was kind of endearing too, because he said that he was inspired by his niece. His niece asked that question because he said, "Why are reindeer called that? Do they fly when it's rainy, or little things like that?" And he wrote the lyrics and the music, and I just thought that was the most enduring thing I've ever heard. It's like, yeah, I would probably ask that kind of question as a child, because I was very inquisitive. So you'll see those dynamics too. You'll see it because it's a really good blend and a mix of different songs that kind of fit, brings out the kid in you. So you might remember some of these songs. So it's gonna be fun.
I do. Good. I think I love I think my favorite. I don't know if it's just one song, but I love that Temptations album about Christmas. They just
It's a great album.
They bring it out soulfully.
It's wonderful. Give Love on Christmas Day. Yeah, that was a wonderful album. Wonderful album. They had great songs, and the entire Motown label has always had many great classic albums. They were kind of on the cutting edge compared to other labels.
That's right.
They were known for their LA records.
Hey, Michael, you got a favorite Christmas song?
Yes, my favorite one would have to be "This Christmas" by Donny Hathaway.
Oh yeah,
good one. That's a good one.
Like
matter of fact, there's a special anniversary for that song too. It's celebrating its believe it or not, I want to reveal their age. It's 55 years ago. It was actually released in 1970. Wow. He wrote the music. Nadine McKenna wrote the lyrics, and he really wanted to create a song that celebrates Christmas in the African American community, because he said at the time there was none. So he had a mission. He wanted to make sure that, and it still goes on. Everybody does it. Everybody's been doing that song. So now who did it better? That depends. I mean, that's something I might want to ask your viewers. But after that, who did that version better? Was it Donny Hathaway himself? Is it John Legend? Is it I don't know, Christina Aguilera? Everybody had versions of it. So you have to pick it. You just got to figure out who did it better. But personally, I think Donny did the best version. I mean,
I do too. I think so too. It's
That
just
was
got that.
great.
It's got a little soul to it. It's got some
Yeah,
upbeat, and
yeah,
it has some positivity to it. Like we're just gonna have a good time this Christmas. Like
exactly.
Mhm.
That's
yeah,
what it's all about. Exactly.
yeah,
That was his intention. That was intention when he
yeah.
was writing it.
Donnie's great. Em, you got a
I,
favorite Christmas song?
I don't know if it's my favorite Christmas song, but when I was thinking about children's songs, I was thinking about the song Must Be Santa, and it was something that like we would perform, at the Christmas program. So, do you know the story behind
Oh,
that? Yeah.
I love that. That's great. That's the one thing I love about during this time of year, when kids have their choirs and their they have their performances in front of because you practice all throughout September, October, November. You can't believe, okay, how long is it going to take? And then Christmas comes around and it's like, oh my God, this is actually happening. And that exhilaration, that joy when you come up on stage and you start singing in front of people and everybody just applauds and claps and they're just so happy. I mean, that's what it's all about. That's what the joy of music does, and especially during this time of the year, Christmas. It just that's what I love about it. That's what I love about this holiday season.
How great it was to wake up on Christmas morning and to run in whatever room the toys were, to
Yeah,
run in that room and see what's under the tree. And oh man, it was just a wonderful feeling.
absolutely. That's what that's what we talk about that too in the show. We talk about like your favorite gifts, things. We also have to talk about what is your favorite thing, kind of toy or item you see in your stocking. So everybody has different
Mhm.
types of things or different candies and stuff. You see, I remember the lifesavers. They look like a book, and you put them
Yeah.
inside. You put them inside. I remember those. Those were fun.
Yes. 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 Let me ask you about one song. The song that the Jacksons did. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Yeah,
That song.
yeah,
Yes. What's the origins of that song?
sure. Santa Claus is Coming to Town was written in 1934. It was from J. Coots and Hugh Gillespie. They wrote that. It's kind of originally the person who did that song was Eddie Cantor, believe it or not. So Eddie Cantor had his own show. He introduced it, and a lot of people have done versions of it. They've done different versions of it. Probably most popular, I would say, would be um, obviously would be the Jackson Five. They did a version of it which was really really great, 1970. Kind of ironic, even though that they have a very popular, very um, a best-selling Christmas album. Ironically, they're actually practicing Jehovah's Witnesses where they don't celebrate Christmas at all. They don't. But I think the reason why they did is because Joe Jackson wanted money. So okay, we'll sing these songs. We never celebrate it. We're not going to do it. I mean, we don't believe in it, but we'll do it anyway. But their conviction was very strong. It's like you almost believe it. Wow, they just they're drinking eggnog and hanging about the tree, but no, they're not doing that. So that's one thing I thought was very very funny to me. People don't realize that.
Yeah.
That's very ironic, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow. That happens so much in people's lives. They're presented with an opportunity, they don't want to do it,
yeah,
and then they end up doing it, and it end up being the best thing they could have done.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah,
right.
Most popular story of a famous holiday song that somebody didn't want to do, but they did anyway, and it actually defined who they were. Was Gene Autry when he was doing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. That song was released in 1949. He absolutely hated the song. Actually, to this day, even though he made a whole lot of money off it, he never liked that song. But
Uh,
it was his wife that basically told him, why don't you just give it a shot? It's probably going to be on the B side. Nobody's going to pay attention to it. So it's a novelty song. Johnny Marks wrote it for him. He did it. It became much more successful than all of his other cowboy songs combined that he ever did. Matter of fact, it made him so successful that he bought a house right up on Malibu, where he called it the house that Rudolph built. He called it that. So so this is the lesson to all the aspiring husbands and newly formed husbands. It said, husbands, listen to your wives. You know, please listen to them because believe me, they'll change your family tree. They'll change it for the better. Okay.
even if they don't know what they're talking about, just listen to them.
Exactly. That's exactly because most husbands don't know what they're talking about half the time. They don't.
Anthony Tedeschi said his favorite song is Silent Night.
Yeah.
You've thrown out some dates, man. Like you said, 1970 was 55 years ago, and that's just hard for me to believe because I can remember 1970 explicitly,
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
not be able to remember what happened last week, but I can tell you what happened in 1970.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, 1970 was a real good year for holiday music. I mean, you were talking about three of the biggest songs that ever came probably in the modern musical era. One, of course, was This Christmas, Donny Hathaway.
Yeah.
Feliz Navidad, Jose Feliciano wrote it the same year too. Wanted to create a holiday song in Spanish. Probably one of the biggest hits for the Carpenters, a song called "Merry Christmas, Darling." That was written in 1970, and they all came out around the same year. So,
Wow.
That's amazing, Eric. This is amazing. You got anything else before we have to let you go? Anything?
Well, I want everyone to encourage everybody to continue to watch the 25 Songs of Christmas. If you have fans here in the Houston area, don't forget you can also buy tickets actually on our 25 Songs of Christmas page for 25 Songs of Christmas Live. It's going to be December 13th. It's going to be at 7 p.m. You're going to see probably the most amazing musical theater singers that we have. We have 6 amazing actors and actresses. They're just going to knock the socks off. It's going to be a great show. It's going to be an amazing show.
And is that available online as well?
Yes, it is also online too. Yes, you can buy that online as well. And also check our website as well. And also check out our social media because we have tickets that are out right now. So they're everywhere. So you just gotta go there, click it onto Eventbrite, and just get your tickets, and you'll be truly beautifully surprised. I think you're gonna love the artistry of our cast.
That's amazing, man. Emily, Michael, you got anything else?
No, that's just thank you so much for dropping the wisdom on us and telling us about the origins of the songs. That just brings a lot more to the songs that we like. So thank you.
Absolutely, I appreciate that. Thank you.
So when we finish this, I'll probably pull out a couple of Christmas albums and start listening to them.
All right, yes.
Now that I got a little history.
Now we're in the spirit.
It's time.
That's right. That's right. Okay,
Yeah.
Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Always great to have you, and we look forward to it again.
Absolutely. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Happy holidays, everyone.
Happy
Same to you,
holidays.
Eric.
You too.
Okay. So it's always good to learn some history. What has gone on before us? What went on in forgotten Christmas songs in 1970? I thank Eric for bringing this to us annually. I walk around singing Christmas songs and have no idea how that song came to be, have no idea about the background or the history or the names of the places, the music. So we thank you, Eric, very much for that. We learn a lot, and I'm sure it's good for the young people as you're having this young at heart theme for this Christmas. So, well, that's our show for today. We want to thank the audience. We appreciate you. Thank all the people who were in the chat this morning. We'll thank our G-list guest, Eric Jones. Thank our sponsor, Best Girl Inc. Thanks again to the TWT team of today, of Sean, Emily, and Michael, Joyce, and myself. And as always, a special thanks to you, our audience. And that's it for this December 2nd in the year 2025. Remember, a day without a smile is a day wasted, particularly during the Christmas season. Enjoy yourself. Make every day count. Stay safe. Peace.